And welcome back. We're lucky enough to have another artist from the Fresh Gallery in Springfield with us today. Say hello to watercolor artist. Yes? Do I have that right?
Acrylic.
It's acrylic, actually. All right.
It's water-based, though.
This is Farley Lewis, anyway. And good to see you again. How are you?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Doing fine.
Yeah.
Good.
Excited to have you here because these are gorgeous paintings, and as someone with absolutely no artistic ability, I am very fascinated by how you do it.
Well, thanks.
Now, let me ask you about this, first of all. Plein air. Tell me about this.
Okay, plein air is when a person is actually outside painting what they're looking at. So they're not painting in a studio looking at a photo. They're having to convert a 3D scene into 2D onto a canvas. So
okay, and this is I guess a good starting place for people who want to know more.
it is. That particular magazine is the most popular art magazine at Barnes & Noble right now. It's kind of the flagship publication of the movement, which, by the way, is the biggest movement, the biggest art movement in history.
Really?
Yeah, it's huge.
Hey.
Literally hundreds of thousands of people doing this right now.
And as a matter of fact, you know, you're in this one.
I happen to be in that one.
Yeah. What was this all about?
I paid the judge, and no.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it was actually this painting that won Augusta this year. And Augusta is the biggest event, biggest plein air event in Missouri. And so, yeah, it kind of did real well.
Tell us a little bit about your work then, if you will. I mean, if you want to start with that one, although you've already seen it's a champion.
Oh, thanks.
Or you're the champion, that's your work, okay?
Yeah. So tell me about my work, like
Well, what you brought for us today.
Okay, well, this was the one that won that. It won Best of Show and People's Choice and Artist's Choice, so did real well, made me pretty good money.
Mm-hmm.
This one is one I did down in Louisiana at an event called Shadows on the Teche. And it was a quick paint, which is unusual, that you have to do them in 2 hours, something like that. The different events will have different time frames. So,
really?
So that painting, that's like painting in a hurry.
That was going to be one of my questions, because if you're painting outside of what you're looking at, the light's going to change. Things are going to change on you if it takes a long time. So
give me that. You
that's
nailed
within
it.
2 hours. How long did the award-winning one take you?
2 mornings.
2 mornings.
Yeah,
so you can
so
spread it out over time like that.
Right, yeah.
But you have to be on site if you're saying plein air, right? In
Right.
situ.
Exactly.
Yeah. What do we have here?
Okay, that's one I did at Lake of the Ozarks.
Mm-hmm.
And so I brought a collection of paintings that are all from different places. The next one is from Illinois. These all were paintings that I did at events. They didn't sell, that's why I still have them.
How did you get into plein air as your form of art?
Well, people told me about them, and I was looking for ways to earn a living at art, and so this became a significant portion of my income. I earn income in about 7 or 8 different ways. All of them include a brush, pretty much, but like teaching workshops and all these different things. But this is a third of my income, doing plein air events.
Well, speaking of,
Yeah.
if I wanted to acquire one of your paintings, how would I go about doing that? How would I find more of your work?
Well, you can find them at Fresh Gallery. That's one great place. Thank you for that lead-in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and Fresh Gallery has a whole bunch of stuff besides just my paintings. There's about 22 or 3 artists there, and we have everything from paintings to sculptures, woodwork, glasswork, pottery, jewelry. Great place to shop for gifts, for home decor type stuff.
Yeah.
Great.
Do you ever take commissions? Could you paint the studio for us?
I could. In fact, the next
Okay.
time I'm here, I'm going to bring my paint kit and see if I can talk you into let me do a demo.
Ooh, now that would be great.
I could paint one of those handsome cameramen. I don't know. You know.
That's where we keep all the handsome folk, right? How long have you been doing this type of painting? Because I know everybody has their own way of doing things, where they may sit in a studio doing a still life,
Right.
or get out into nature.
Right. Well, the first time I went out was in 2017. My first event was 2018, so I haven't been doing it real long. Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of new, but I'm already breaking into national stuff, so I feel like I've done well.
What would you say to someone else who is interested in getting involved in plein air?
Well, I would say give it a whirl. Don't, put out all those thoughts of being compared to other people, because that's the enemy of creativity, the enemy of an artist.
Absolutely.
So just get out there and have fun. Don't expect to win a lot if you're getting kind of new at it, but just get out there and, it's a huge way to develop your painting skills.
Outside of Fresh Gallery, where can people find your work? How can they keep track of what you're doing?
Well, I'm on social media, Farley Lewis Art, but also I'm in about 10 galleries, around Eureka Springs to St. Louis to, just kind of all over Missouri and a few other places. So, yeah.
Farley, thank you very much for taking some time to drop in here.
Oh, thank
Always
you.
good to see you and your
It's
work.
good to see you.
Yeah, when
It's
you're
good to
back,
see
I
you.
want to come in and get a part of that demo. Maybe I can learn something.
There you go.
There you go. All right, we'll be back to wrap things up right after this. Don't go away.